The pulse of Philadelphia's center city hums outside Noah Carter's apartment window, a relentless mix of car horns, street vendors, and the distant wail of a siren. Inside, the small space is a testament to grit and quiet ambition. A thrift store couch sags under the weight of finance textbooks. A cluttered desk holds a laptop glowing with spreadsheets, and a vision board on the wall is pinned with handwritten goals. Buy a home. Start a nonprofit. Never look back. Noah, 25, stands before a cracked mirror, adjusting a navy tie that feels too tight around his neck. His dark eyes are sharp but shadowed, carrying the weight of a past he's tried to outrun. Today is a make-or-break moment, a presentation to secure funding for his startup's new app, designed to help families escape the chokehold of debt. His phone buzzes incessantly, texts from his team, reminders about slide transitions, but he ignores them, rehearsing his opening line in a low murmur. Numbers tell stories, he says to his reflection, and I'm here to help families rewrite theirs. The words feel like a mantra, a shield against the chaos of his thoughts. Noah's life is a carefully constructed fortress, built brick by brick since he was 14, when his parents, Claire and David Harper, left him at a youth community center to chase their dream life with his older sister, Sophie. He hasn't spoken to them in 11 years, hasn't wanted to. Their absence is a scar he's learned to live with. But today, that scar is about to be ripped open. His phone buzzes again, this time with an Instagram notification. Noah glances at it, expecting a meme from Jade, his best friend from the youth center days. Instead, the screen displays a live stream from an account he thought he'd blocked. Claire and David adventures. His stomach twists, a visceral reaction to the names he's tried to erase. Claire and David, the parents who traded him for a fantasy of tropical beaches and viral fame, dragging Sophie along as their golden child. Why are they live streaming now, after all this time? Noah's thumb hovers over the notification, torn between curiosity and dread. He shouldn't look. He has a presentation in 2 hours, a future to secure. But the pull of the past is too strong. He taps the screen, and the video loads. Claire appears, her blonde hair now streaked with gray, her face etched with lines that weren't there in their old photos. She's crying, clutching a tissue, her eyes glistening with what looks like rehearsed sorrow. David sits beside her, tanned but gaunt, his expression a mix of solemnity and discomfort. They're in a dingy motel room, the peeling wallpaper and flickering lamp a far cry from the sun-soaked resorts they once flaunted online. Claire's voice trembles as she speaks to the camera, each word a dagger in Noah's chest. "We made terrible mistakes," she says, her tone heavy with practiced remorse. 11 years ago, we thought we were giving our son, Noah, a better chance by letting him go. We were wrong. Noah, if you're watching, we're so sorry. We want to be a family again. David leans in, his voice rough. We're in a tough spot now. Son, we've lost everything. We need you. Please, reach out. The chat erupts with comments, a digital mob piling on with dizzying speed. Noah, give them a chance. Family is everything. You're heartless if you ignore this. Noah's hands shake as he scrolls through the vitriol, his breath catching in his throat. Strangers are judging him, casting him as the villain in a story they know nothing about. He slams the phone down on the desk, the sound echoing in the quiet apartment. The room feels claustrophobic, the walls pressing in. He's 25, successful, independent, yet in this moment, he's 14 again, standing on a cold curb, watching his parents' car vanish into the distance. Noah paces, trying to shake the memory, but it floods back unbidden. Flashback to 2014, Philadelphia, a gritty neighborhood on the city's northwest edge. 14-year-old Noah slouches in the back seat of a battered sedan, his backpack stuffed with a few changes of clothes, a dog-eared comic book, and a photo of him and Sophie from happier days. The air inside the car is thick with unspoken tension, the kind that makes your skin crawl. Claire, in the driver's seat, grips the steering wheel so tightly her knuckles are white, her jaw set in a way that says she's holding back tears or anger. David, beside her, stares out the passenger window, his silence louder than any words. Sophie, 17, sits in the front, earbuds blasting music, her face turned away as if she can block out the scene unfolding behind her. Noah's voice is small, trembling with confusion. Why can't I come with you? Claire's eyes flicker to the rearview mirror, but she avoids his gaze. It's complicated. Noah, she says, her voice strained. We're starting over. A new business. A new life. It's not the right environment for you right now. Business. Noah's brow furrows, his voice rising. You said we were broke. You said you couldn't afford to keep me. David finally turns, his face a mask of impatience. Don't make this harder than it needs to be. Kid, we're doing what's best for everyone. You'll be fine at the youth center. It's just temporary. Temporary. Noah's voice cracks, desperation seeping through. What about Sophie? Why does she get to stay with you? Sophie pulls out an earbud, glancing back with a mix of guilt and annoyance. Don't drag me into this. Noah, I didn't ask for this. Claire's voice sharpens, cutting through the tension. Sophie's almost an adult. She's part of the plan. You're better off here. Noah. The words hit like a physical blow. Noah's eyes burn with tears, but he blinks them back, refusing to let them see him break. The car pulls up to a nondescript building with a faded sign. Philadelphia Youth Community Center. It's not a traditional foster home, but a place for kids whose families need a break. A sanitized way of saying abandoned. Noah clutches his backpack, his nails digging into the straps. As the reality sinks in, David opens the car door, his tone clipped. Come on, Noah, let's go. Noah doesn't move. He stares at Claire, willing her to say something, anything, to stop this madness. But she just looks away, her lips trembling, her hands twisting in her lap. Sophie shifts uncomfortably, muttering, "It's not forever. Okay, just chill." David's patience snaps. Noah, now. Noah steps out, the cold November air biting his face. A woman in her 50s, Rosa, waits at the entrance, her smile warm but cautious, her eyes carrying the weight of someone who's seen too many kids like him. You must be Noah, she says, her voice gentle. Welcome. Claire climbs out of the car, kneeling in front of him. We love you, Noah, she says, her voice breaking. This is just until we get back on our feet. You'll see. She tries to hug him, but Noah pulls away, his jaw tight, his heart a storm of betrayal. David offers a stiff pat on the shoulder. Be good, kid. And then they're gone. The sedan pulls away, Sophie's silhouette fading in the window as she puts her earbuds back in. Noah stands frozen on the curb, Rosa's hand gently on his shoulder, as the weight of abandonment settles in his chest like a stone. He doesn't cry, not yet. But the questions burn. Why me? What did I do wrong? Why was I the one they left behind? Back to 2025. Noah snaps out of the memory, his heart pounding, his tie now loosened as he leans against the kitchen counter. The live stream has ended, but the comments echo in his mind. A relentless chorus of judgment. He paces the apartment, trying to refocus on his presentation. But the past is a tide pulling him under. His phone buzzes again, a text from Jade, his best friend from the youth center, the one who's been his rock through every storm. Jade, saw the live stream. You okay? Noah hesitates, his fingers hovering over the keyboard. He wants to say he's fine, that he's moved on, but the truth is messier. He types, not really. Can we talk? He sets the phone down, his gaze drifting to a framed photo on his desk. Him, Jade, and Rosa at his high school graduation, all three beaming under a banner that reads, Class of 2018. They're his real family, the ones who stayed when Claire and David ran. But the live stream has cracked open, a door he thought he'd locked forever. Why are they reaching out now, after 11 years of silence? What do they want? And why does it still hurt so much, like a wound that never healed? Noah grabs his laptop, driven by a mix of anger and curiosity. He searches for Claire and David adventures, the account that once taunted him with images of a life he wasn't part of. The page loads, a digital shrine to their past, photos of turquoise beaches, Claire sipping cocktails, David posing with Sophie in designer clothes, all captioned with self-help platitudes like living our truth and chasing freedom. But the recent posts tell a different story. Dingy motels, vague pleas for donations, Claire's smile strained, David's eyes hollow. A chill runs through Noah. Something's wrong. And it's more than just bad luck. He clicks on an older post, a crowdfunding campaign from 2015, help us fund our dream journey. The goal was $50,000, allegedly for a sustainable travel business. The comments are a mix of encouragement and cryptic jabs. Hope you're not running from something. What about your son? Nice to see you're living it up, while others pay the price. Noah's breath catches, running from something. The phrase sticks, a splinter in his mind. He scrolls further, finding more hints buried in the comments. Hope the truth doesn't catch up with you. What happened to the kid you left behind? The words feel like puzzle pieces, hinting at a secret bigger than the lies he already knows. Claire and David told him they couldn't afford him, but these posts, glossy, performative, suggest something else. Were they hiding more than financial struggles? Were they running from consequences? Noah closes the laptop, his presentation forgotten. The apartment feels too quiet, the city's noise a distant hum. He glances at the vision board, at the goals he's fought for, and feels a surge of defiance. He's not the scared 14-year-old they left behind. He's built a life, a purpose, without them. But the live stream has stirred something he can't ignore, a need to understand why they abandoned him, and what they're really after now. He picks up his phone, dialing Jade. Her voice answers on the first ring, warm but laced with concern. Noah, what the hell was that live stream? You holding up? Noah exhales, the weight of the day pressing down. I don't know. Jade, they're back, and I don't know why, but I'm not letting them ruin what I've built. Good, Jade says, her tone fierce. You don't owe them a damn thing. Meet me at the diner in an hour. We'll figure this out. Noah nods, even though she can't see him. Thanks, Jade. See you soon. He hangs up, his gaze drifting back to the photo of him, Jade, and Rosa. The past is calling, and whether he likes it or not, he'll have to answer. But this time, he's not facing it alone. The Philadelphia Youth Community Center smells faintly of bleach and instant coffee. A utilitarian space with scuffed linoleum floors and mismatched furniture. To 14-year-old Noah Carter, it's a purgatory, a place neither home nor prison, where kids like him are stashed when their families need a break. It's been 3 weeks since Claire and David Harper dropped him off, their sedan vanishing down a gritty northwest Philly street with his sister, Sophie, in tow. The memory of that day burns in Noah's chest, a mix of anger and shame he can't shake. He sits on a lumpy cot in a shared dorm room, his backpack at his feet, the comic book inside it untouched since he arrived. The other kids' voices echo down the hall, laughter, arguments, the hum of a TV, but Noah keeps to himself, his world narrowed to a single question. Why wasn't I enough? Rosa Delgado, the center's program director, notices his withdrawal. In her mid-50s, with warm brown eyes and a no-nonsense braid, Rosa has a knack for spotting kids teetering on the edge of despair. She knocks lightly on the doorframe, holding a tray of oatmeal cookies. Thought you might be hungry, she says, her voice steady but kind. Mind if I sit? Noah shrugs, avoiding her gaze. Rosa sets the tray on a rickety table and takes a seat on the opposite cot, her presence a quiet anchor. This place can feel like a lot at first, she says, but it's not forever. You're stronger than you think. Noah, he scoffs, picking at a loose thread on his jeans. Doesn't feel like it. My parents didn't think I was worth keeping. Rosa's expression softens, but she doesn't sugarcoat. What they did says more about them than you. You're here, still standing. That's not nothing. Noah doesn't respond, but her words linger, a faint crack in his armor. Over the next few weeks, Rosa becomes a constant in his routine, nudging him toward group activities, art workshops, basketball games, even a weekly life skills class she teaches herself. Noah resists at first, his anger a shield, but Rosa's patience is relentless. She assigns him small tasks, sorting donated books, helping with dinner prep, giving him purpose without pushing too hard. It's during one of these tasks, in the center's cramped computer lab, that Noah meets Jade Noin, 16. With a shaved undercut and a quick grin, Jade is a whirlwind of defiance and charm. She's been at the center for a year, her own story, a tangle of neglect and rebellion. You're the new kid, right? She says, plopping into a chair beside Noah as he sorts old keyboards. Noah, yeah. You look like you're plotting a jailbreak. Noah glances at her, unsure if she's mocking him, just trying to get through the day. Jade snorts, spinning a pen between her fingers. That's the spirit. Pro tip, don't eat the meatloaf on Thursdays. It's basically cardboard. She leans closer, lowering her voice. Also, don't let this place make you feel small. You're bigger than their bullshit. Her bluntness catches Noah off guard. and for the first time in weeks, he cracks a small smile. Jade becomes his unofficial guide, showing him the unwritten rules of the center, which staff to avoid, where to hide for quiet, how to sneak extra dessert. Their friendship grows in stolen moments, late-night talks in the rec room, trading comic books, laughing over Jade's terrible impressions of the center's cook. She's the first person Noah trusts enough to tell about his parents, his voice halting as he describes the car ride, Sophie's silence, and the lie about temporary. They said they couldn't afford me, Noah mutters, staring at the floor. But Sophie got to stay. Why her and not me? Jade's eyes flash with anger. Because they're cowards. That's why. Picking favorites is easier than being real parents. You didn't do anything wrong. Noah, they did. Her words are a lifeline, pulling him back from the edge of self-blame. With Jade's encouragement, Noah starts to engage more, joining the center's debate club. A suggestion from Rosa, who sees his knack for arguing. The club becomes a surprising outlet, a place where he can channel his anger into words, his voice growing steadier with each match. Jade cheers him on from the sidelines, her loud whoops earning her glares from the moderator. Rosa notices the change. 2. One evening, as Noah helps her organize a donation drive, she hands him a flyer for a scholarship program. You're smart, Noah, she says. This could be a way out, a way up. Don't let what happened define where you're going. Noah takes the flyer, his fingers tracing the bold print. Future Leaders, Scholarship. It's the first time he lets himself imagine a future beyond the center, beyond the pain of being left behind. But the hope is fragile, easily overshadowed by the silence from his parents. No calls, no letters, not even a text. He checks his old email obsessively, hoping for something, anything, but finds only spam. The absence is louder than their lies. 6 months into his stay, Noah's routine is disrupted by a new arrival, a beat-up laptop donated to the center's lab. Jade, ever the tech enthusiast, claims it for their investigations, a half-joking term for their habit of digging into random online mysteries. One rainy afternoon, while Jade tinkers with the laptop's settings, Noah borrows it to check his social media, a rare indulgence. Since the center's internet is spotty, he logs into an old Instagram account, one he hasn't touched since his parents left. The algorithm, cruel in its precision, surfaces a post from Claire and David adventures. Noah's heart stops. The photo shows Claire, David, and Sophie on a sun-drenched beach, their smiles radiant. Captioned, "Embracing our new chapter. Thank you to our supporters." The date is recent, 2 months ago. Noah's hands tremble as he clicks through more posts. Cocktails by a pool. Sophie in a flowy dress. David grinning with a surfboard. The account has thousands of followers, each post dripping with hashtags like Live Your Truth and Freedom Journey. But it's the crowdfunding link that catches his eye. Help us fund our sustainable travel business. Noah's breath catches. Sustainable travel business. They told him they were broke, that they couldn't afford to keep him. Yet here they are, living like influencers, raking in donations while he's stuck in a youth center, eating Thursday's cardboard meatloaf. He clicks the link, landing on a polished campaign page. The goal is $50,000, with a progress bar showing they've raised half. The description is vague, something about eco-friendly travel solutions, but the comments are a mix of praise and suspicion. One stands out, from an anonymous account. Nice scam. Hope you're not running from the kid you ditched. Noah freezes, the word scam echoing in his mind. He scrolls further, finding more cryptic remarks. What happened to your son? Hope the truth catches up. His pulse races. Are these just trolls, or do they know something? He clicks on the anonymous commenter's profile, but it's private. The avatar, a blank gray circle. Jade, sensing his tension, leans over. What's got you looking like you saw a ghost? Noah turns the laptop toward her, his voice tight. My parents, they're not broke. They're doing this. Jade's eyes narrow as she scans the screen. Holy shit. They're out here playing nomad influencers while you're eating canned soup. That's next level messed up. She clicks through the campaign, her fingers flying. This crowdfunding thing smells fishy. Nobody raises 25 grand for sustainable travel without receipts. Noah's mind races. They said it was temporary. They said they'd come back for me. Jade's expression softens. but her voice is firm. They lied, Noah. People don't abandon their kids for a beach vacation unless they're hiding something. We need to dig deeper. Noah nods, a spark of determination igniting. He's not sure what they'll find, but the anonymous comment, "Niece scam," feels like a breadcrumb, a clue to a truth his parents buried. He glances at Jade, grateful for her fire, and then at the scholarship flyer on his cot. Rosa's words echo, "Don't let what happened define where you're going." For the first time, Noah feels a shift, not just anger, but a need to understand, to reclaim the narrative they stole from him. Over the next few months, Noah throws himself into the center's routines, balancing debate club, school, and his budding friendship with Jade. Rosa becomes a mentor, teaching him practical skills, budgeting, time management that ground him in a way his parents never did. But the discovery of the crowdfunding campaign lingers, a nagging doubt that grows with each passing day. Noah and Jade start a secret project, using the center's computers to track Claire and David adventures. They find more inconsistencies, donations thanked in posts, but no evidence of a travel business, addresses that don't match their claimed locations, and a pattern of deleted comments questioning their story. One night, as they huddle over the laptop, Jade finds a forum thread buried in a travel influencer subreddit. The post, titled, "Anyone Know the Deal with Claire and David Adventures," details rumors of a scam, fake business pitches, unfulfilled donor rewards, and a sudden move from Philly after financial trouble. Noah's stomach churns as he reads a comment. "Heard they left a kid behind to dodge their debts." Shady as hell. Noah slams the laptop shut, his hands shaking. "They didn't just leave me," he says, his voice low. "They were running." From what? Jade meets his gaze, her jaw tight. "We'll find out. But whatever it is, they don't get to define you. You're not their baggage." Noah nods, but the weight of the discovery presses down. The center, once a prison, is starting to feel like a foundation, a place where he's building something new with Jade and Rosa. But the truth about his parents is out there, and he's not sure he's ready for what he'll find. For now, he clings to the scholarship flyer, to Jade's loyalty, to Rosa's belief in him. They're his anchor, and he's not letting go. Noah Carter's office at Pinnacle FinTech hums with the quiet energy of ambition. The 25-year-old sits at a sleek glass desk, his laptop open to a dashboard tracking user growth for debt-free, the app he co-developed to help families manage finances. The Philadelphia skyline sparkles through the window, a reminder of how far he's come since the Philadelphia Youth Community Center. His navy blazer hangs neatly on a chair, and a framed certificate on the wall. Future Leaders Scholarship, 2018, marks the turning point that led him here. Noah's life is a testament to resilience, a college degree, a rising career, and a small but tight-knit circle of chosen family. Jade, Rosa, and a few colleagues who've become friends. Yet, the live stream from his parents 2 weeks ago, broadcast on Claire and David Adventures, has cast a shadow over his carefully built world. The memory of Claire's tearful plea, "Noah, we're so sorry. We want to be a family again," loops in his mind, as does the vitriol from strangers online. "You're heartless if you ignore them." Noah blocked their account, ignored their follow-up messages, but the intrusion lingers, a crack in his armor. He's tried to focus on work, on the upcoming launch of Debt-Free's new features, but the past is a persistent ghost. Jade, ever his anchor, met him at their favorite diner after the livestream, her words sharp and grounding. "They don't get to waltz back in and claim you. You're not their redemption arc." Rosa, now retired but still a mentor, called to remind him, "You've built your own path, Noah. Don't let them derail it." Noah takes a deep breath, refocusing on his laptop. Today, he's preparing for a community workshop, a side project he started to teach financial literacy to underserved youth. It's personal for him, a way to give back what Rosa gave him: tools to survive, to thrive. His phone buzzes with a text from Jade. "Workshop's gonna crush it. Don't let the parent drama mess with your head." Noah smiles, typing back, "Thanks, Jay. You bringing the snacks?" Her reply is instant. Only if you say, "Cardboard meatloaf is gourmet." The levity fades when an email notification pings. The subject line makes his blood run cold. From Claire Harper, "Please read. Noah, He hesitates, his cursor hovering over the delete button. He shouldn't open it. He's blocked their calls, their social media. Why give them another chance to hurt him? But curiosity, or maybe defiance, wins out. He clicks. Dear Noah, we know you're angry, and you have every right to be. We made mistakes, big ones. When we left you at the youth center, we thought we were protecting you, giving you a stable place while we sorted out our mess. We were wrong. We've lost everything, our savings, our dreams, and we're living in a motel now, barely scraping by. We saw your success online, and we're so proud of you. We don't deserve your forgiveness, but we're asking for a chance to make things right. Could we meet, just to talk? We're in Philly, at the Starlight Motel on Broad Street. Love, Mom and Dad. Noah's jaw tightens, his fingers clenching the mouse. Proud of him. They don't get to claim that, and the sob story about the motel feels like a ploy, a hook to reel him in. He deletes the email, but the address Starlight Motel sticks in his mind, a seedy landmark not far from his old neighborhood. He tries to refocus, but his phone buzzes again, this time with a call from an unknown number. Against his better judgment, he answers. Noah. The voice is hesitant, familiar yet distant. Sophie. His heart lurches. His sister, now 28, has been a ghost since the day their parents drove away. He's seen her in their online posts, smiling in curated photos, but she never reached out, never checked on him. What do you want, Sophie? He asks, his tone cold. I saw the live stream, she says, her voice shaky. I know you're mad at Mom and Dad. I don't blame you, but they're in bad shape. Noah. They need help. Noah laughs, a bitter sound. They need help. What about when I needed help? Sophie. You were in the car, too. You didn't say a word when they left me. There's a long pause. I was 17, she says finally. I didn't know what to do. I thought they'd come back for you, but they didn't. Noah snaps. And neither did you. Sophie's voice cracks. I'm sorry. Okay, I was a kid, too. I'm trying to fix things now. They're at the motel. Noah. They're desperate. Can you just talk to them? Noah's grip tightens on the phone. Why should I? They lied to me. Sophie. They said they were broke, but they were out there living it up while I was eating canned soup at the youth center, and you were with them, smiling for the camera. It wasn't like that, Sophie says, but her voice wavers, lacking conviction. Please, Noah, they're my parents, too. Noah hangs up, his chest heaving. The office feels stifling, the skyline outside mocking his turmoil. He grabs his jacket and heads to the community center where his workshop is scheduled, needing the distraction. The center, a modern facility in West Philly, is a far cry from the youth center of his past, with bright murals and buzzing energy. Noah sets up his materials, greeting teens who trickle in, their faces a mix of skepticism and curiosity. He's good at this, breaking down budgets, explaining credit, making it real. But today, his mind is elsewhere, replaying Sophie's call, the email, the live stream. Jade arrives, carrying a tray of donuts. You look like you got hit by a bus, she says, setting the tray down. What's up? Noah fills her in, his voice low to avoid the teen's ears. Jade's expression hardens. They're playing you, Noah. The motel sob story. Sophie's guilt trip. It's all manipulation. They saw you're doing well, and now they want a piece. I know, Noah says, but his voice betrays uncertainty. But Sophie, she sounded like she meant it, like she's caught in the middle. Jade snorts. Caught in the middle of what? She chose their side when she stayed. Don't let her pull you back in. Noah nods. But the doubt lingers. The workshop goes well, the teens engaging more than he expected. But as he packs up, his phone pings with a notification from LinkedIn. It's a comment on a post he made about debt-free. So proud of you, Noah. Let's reconnect soon. Claire Harper. His stomach churns. They're not just emailing. Now they're infiltrating his professional life. He deletes the comment, but the violation stings, a reminder of their audacity. That evening, Noah visits Rosa at her cozy row house in South Philly, retired but still sharp. Rosa greets him with a hug and a plate of empanadas. Over coffee, he spills everything. The live stream, the email, Sophie's call, the LinkedIn comment. Rosa listens, her eyes narrowing as he describes his parents' tactics. They're desperate, she says, stirring her coffee. But desperation doesn't mean sincerity. You've worked too hard to let them drag you down. Noah. What do you want from this? Noah stares into his mug. The question cutting deep. I want to know why they really left. They said it was money, but those crowdfunding posts Jade and I found, they were raising thousands while I was at the center. There's something they're not saying. Rosa nods, her gaze steady. Then find the truth, but do it for you, not them. You deserve closure, but don't let it cost you what you've built. Inspired by Rosa's words, Noah spends the next few days digging deeper with Jade's help. They meet at a coffee shop, laptops open, combing through Claire and David adventures for clues. Jade, now a graphic designer with a knack for digital sleuthing, finds a deleted post archived on a third-party site. It's a 2016 video of Claire thanking donors for saving our family, with a mention of a new venture in Miami. The comments, preserved before deletion, are damning. Where's the business you promised? This smells like a scam. What about the kid you left in Philly? Noah's pulse quickens. They weren't just lying to me, he says, his voice low. They were conning people. But why leave me out of it? Why not take me with them? Jade leans back, her eyes sharp. Because you were a liability. A kid in tow makes it harder to play the carefree influencer. Sophie was older, easier to sell as part of the brand. The realization hits Noah like a wave. He was expendable, a loose end in their scheme. The anger is familiar, but there's a new edge determination. He needs answers, not just for closure, but to protect the life he's built. Jade suggests hacking into the crowdfunding platform's donor records, but Noah shakes his head. I'm not stooping to their level. There's got to be another way. Their search is interrupted by a text from Sophie. Noah, I'm in Philly. Can we meet? I need to explain. Noah hesitates, Jade's warning echoing in his mind. But Sophie's plea feels different, less scripted than his parents'. Against his better judgment, he agrees to meet her at a quiet park near his apartment. The park is bathed in the golden light of late afternoon. Kids playing on swings, joggers passing by. Sophie waits on a bench, her dark hair pulled back, her face pale and drawn. She looks older than her 28 years, the weight of their parents' choices etched in her eyes. Noah approaches, his posture guarded. Thanks for coming, Sophie says, her voice soft. I know you hate me. I don't hate you, Noah says, sitting at the far end of the bench. But I don't trust you. Why are you here? Sophie. She takes a deep breath, her hands twisting in her lap. Mom and Dad, they're falling apart. The travel thing crashed years ago. They burned through the money, and now they're in debt. Big time. They think you can help, because you're doing so well. Noah's jaw tightens. Help? After they abandoned me. You were there. Sophie, you saw what they did. I know, she says, tears welling. I was scared. Noah, they told me it was temporary, that they'd bring you back. By the time I realized they wouldn't, I was in too deep. I helped with their posts, their campaigns. I was part of it. Noah's heart sinks. You knew about the crowdfunding. The lies. Sophie nods. Ashamed. Not at first, but later. Yeah. They said it was to keep us afloat. I didn't know how to get out. Noah stands, pacing, his anger flaring. You could have called me, Sophie. You could have done something. Instead, you played along while I was stuck wondering what I did wrong. I'm sorry, she whispers. I want to make it right. That's why I'm here. They're planning to ask you for money. Noah. A lot. They think you owe them. Noah laughs, a hollow sound. Owe them? They owe me 11 years. Sophie reaches for his arm, but he pulls away. I'm not asking you to forgive them, she says. I'm asking you to be careful. They're not the same people they were. Noah meets her gaze, searching for sincerity. He wants to believe her, but trust is a luxury he can't afford. I'll handle it, he says finally. But don't expect me to play happy family. He walks away, the park's sounds fading as his mind races. Sophie's confession confirms his suspicions. The crowdfunding was a hustle, and his parents are still scheming. But her warning feels like a lifeline, a chance to stay one step ahead. Back at his apartment, Noah texts Jade. Sophie's in town, says parents want money. We need to find out how deep this goes. Jade replies, hell yeah, we're on it. Meet me tomorrow. Time to play detective. Noah sets his phone down, his gaze drifting to the scholarship certificate on his wall. He's not the kid they left behind, but the fight is far from over. Claire and David are circling, and Sophie's loyalties are unclear. Whatever comes next, Noah knows one thing. He's not letting them take what he's built. Not now. Not ever. The fluorescent lights of a 24-hour coffee shop in Philadelphia's Fishtown flicker faintly, casting shadows across Noah Carter's laptop screen. It's past midnight, and the shop is nearly empty, save for a barista wiping down counters and Jade Nguyen, sprawled across from Noah with her own laptop. The air smells of burnt espresso and determination. Noah, 25, rubs his eyes, his tie long discarded, his sleeves rolled up as he and Jade dig deeper into the digital trail of Claire and David adventures. The past month has been a whirlwind: his parents' livestream, their manipulative email, Sophie's cryptic warning, all building to a pressure Noah can't ignore. He's successful, a financial advisor with a rising app, debt-free, but the return of Claire and David Harper threatens to drag him back to the 14-year-old boy they abandoned. Jade sips her third coffee, her undercut now dyed a bold purple, her eyes sharp despite the hour. "You sure about this, Noah?" she asks, scrolling through a forum thread. "We're getting into some shady territory. If your parents are as scummy as we think, this could get messy." Noah leans back, his jaw tight. "It's already messy. Sophie said they're after money, and those crowdfunding posts we found, they weren't just lies, they were a hustle. I need to know how far it went." Jade nods, her fingers flying across the keyboard. Since Sophie's confession in the park, admitting she helped with their parents' scam, Noah has been relentless, driven by a need to uncover the truth. Sophie's warning, "They're planning to ask you for a lot," echoes in his mind, as does her plea to be careful. He wants to trust her, but her complicity in their parents' scheme makes it hard. Jade, ever the skeptic, has kept him grounded, pushing him to focus on facts over feelings. Their breakthrough comes unexpectedly. Jade, cross-referencing old Claire and David adventures posts with a financial watchdog site, stumbles on a user comment linking to a defunct crowdfunding platform. The platform's archive, preserved by an internet sleuth, lists a campaign under Claire Harper's name, tied to a PayPal account. Noah's pulse quickens as Jade clicks through. The campaign, launched in 2015, matches the one they found years ago at the youth center. But there's a new detail: a second, hidden account linked to the same email, buried in the platform's metadata. The account shows transactions thousands of dollars funneled to an offshore bank. Even after the campaign supposedly failed, Noah stares at the screen, his breath shallow. "This is it," he says, his voice low. "They weren't just scamming donors, they were hiding money. A lot of it." Jade whistles, her eyes wide. "That's what? 30 grand? While you were eating cardboard meatloaf at the center? That's cold." Noah. The numbers burn into Noah's mind. $32, $450, moved in small batches to avoid detection, starting the year they left him. His parents told him they were broke, that they couldn't afford him. But this account tells a different story, one of calculated deceit. Noah's hands shake as he copies the account details, a mix of anger and disbelief surging through him. "They didn't just abandon me," he says. "They planned it. I was dead weight." Jade reaches across the table, her hand on his arm. "You were never dead weight. They're the ones who couldn't carry their own crap. What do you want to do with this?" Noah hesitates, the weight of the discovery pressing down. Part of him wants to confront Claire and David, to shove the evidence in their faces and demand answers. But another part, the part shaped by Rosa's wisdom and Jade's loyalty, knows he needs to be smart. "We keep digging," he says finally. "If this account is still active, there's more to find. But I need to talk to Sophie. She knew about the crowdfunding. She might know about this, too." Jade's expression sours. "You sure? She's been playing both sides. Don't let her guilt trip you into something stupid." "I won't," Noah says, but his voice betrays a flicker of doubt. Sophie's tearful confession in the park, "I was in too deep," felt genuine, but her silence for 11 years stings. He texts her, arranging a meeting at a neutral spot, a bookstore cafe in Center City, tomorrow afternoon. He needs answers, and Sophie might be his best shot. The next day, Noah arrives at the cafe, the scent of fresh pages and espresso grounding him. Sophie is already there, seated at a corner table, her hands wrapped around a mug. She looks exhausted, her dark hair limp, her eyes red-rimmed. Noah slides into the chair opposite her, his posture rigid. "You said you wanted to make things right," he says, his voice low. Start by telling me about the money. The real money. Sophie's eyes widen, her fingers tightening on the mug. What do you mean? Don't play dumb, Noah snaps, leaning forward. I found an account, 32 grand, hidden offshore, from the crowdfunding you helped them run while I was at the youth center, wondering why I wasn't enough. You knew, didn't you? Sophie's face crumples, tears spilling. I didn't know about the offshore account, she says, her voice breaking. I swear, Noah, I knew they were taking donations, but I thought it was for the travel business. They kept me in the dark about the rest. Noah's anger flares, his voice rising. You expect me to believe that? You were posting with them, smiling for their followers. While I was alone, you were part of it. Sophie, I was 17, she cries, drawing glances from nearby patrons. They told me it was temporary, that we'd get you back. By the time I saw through their lies, I was stuck. I had no money, no way out. I was scared. Noah. Scared. Noah laughs, bitter. I was 14. Sophie, I was the one left behind. You could have called, written, anything, but you chose them. Sophie sobs, her hands covering her face. I'm sorry. I was a coward. I thought if I stayed, I could fix them. But they're worse now. They're obsessed with getting money from you. They think you owe them for raising you. Noah's stomach twists, Sophie's words echoing her earlier warning. What else are they planning? He demands. Tell me everything. Sophie wipes her eyes, her voice trembling. They're talking to a lawyer. They think they can claim a share of your earnings. Say they supported you early on. It's crazy, but they're desperate. Noah's blood runs cold. A lawyer. The audacity is staggering, but it fits their pattern manipulation. Entitlement. Lies. He stands, his chair scraping the floor. You should have told me sooner, he says, his voice icy. If you're really sorry, stay out of my way. Noah, wait. Sophie reaches for him, but he's already walking out, the cafe door slamming behind him. His heart pounds, a storm of betrayal and fury. Claire and David aren't just after his money. They're trying to weaponize the law against him. He texts Jade. Sophie confirmed they want cash. They're lawyering up. We need a plan. Jade replies instantly. Meet me at my place. We're ending this. Back at Jade's loft, a cluttered space filled with art supplies and tech gadgets. They strategize. Jade's research has uncovered more. The offshore account is still active, with recent withdrawals linked to a Philly address, the Starlight Motel, where Claire and David are staying. Noah's mind races. The money is here, in his city, and they're using it to fund their latest scheme. Jade suggests reporting the account to the authorities, but Noah hesitates. If I turn them in, it's over, he says. But I need to know why. Why me? Why not Sophie? Jade's eyes soften. You might not get that answer. Noah, some people are just broken, but you've got us, me. Rosa, your community. They can't take that. Noah nods, but the question gnaws at him. He's built a life, a purpose, but the wound of abandonment festers, fueled by the hidden account and his parents' audacity. The next morning, he visits Rosa, needing her clarity. Over tea in her South Philly kitchen, he lays out the latest. The account, Sophie's confession, the legal threat. Rosa's face hardens, her usual warmth replaced by steel. They're vultures, she says, setting her mug down. But you're not their prey anymore. You've got options, legal ones. Talk to a lawyer. Protect your assets. And don't let Sophie's tears sway you. She's got her own guilt to carry. Rosa's advice grounds him, but the legal threat looms. Noah contacts a lawyer friend from Pinnacle FinTech, who agrees to review his case. The lawyer warns that Claire and David's claim is flimsy, but could tie Noah up in court, draining his time and money. Document everything, the lawyer says. Emails, texts, that account. If they're hiding money, it's leverage. Noah spends the next few days fortifying his defenses, saving every communication from his parents and Sophie. Jade, meanwhile, digs deeper into the offshore account, finding a paper trail linking it to a shell company in Miami, another piece of the puzzle. But the real shock comes when Noah receives a certified letter from a law firm, addressed to him at Pinnacle FinTech. The letter, signed by a lawyer representing Claire and David Harper, demands a family reconciliation meeting and hints at a claim for past financial support. It's a thinly veiled threat, a move to intimidate him into compliance. Noah's hands shake as he reads the letter. His office suddenly too small. The audacity is breathtaking. His parents, who abandoned him, now posing as victims. He calls Jade, his voice steady despite the rage. They sent a legal letter. They're trying to scare me. Jade's response is fierce. Let them try. We've got the account, the posts, Sophie's admission. They're digging their own grave. Noah hangs up, his gaze drifting to a photo on his desk. Him, Jade, and Rosa at his college graduation. Their smiles a reminder of his real family. The letter is a gauntlet, a challenge to everything he's built. But Noah's not the scared kid they left behind. He's a fighter, shaped by the youth center, by Rosa's guidance, by Jade's loyalty. Claire and David want a war, and he's ready to give them one. As he prepares to meet his lawyer, Noah's phone pings with a text from Sophie. I'm sorry about the letter. I didn't know. Please don't hate me. Noah stares at the message, torn between anger and pity. Sophie's caught in the crossfire, but her apologies can't erase the past. He doesn't reply, his focus shifting to the fight ahead. The hidden account is his trump card, but using it means confronting his parents and risking everything he's worked for. The choice looms, a test of his strength, his values, his future. The Starlight Motel on Broad Street squats under a gray Philadelphia sky, its neon sign flickering like a dying pulse. Noah Carter, 25, stands across the street, his breath visible in the chilly November air. His heart pounds, a mix of dread and resolve. In his jacket pocket, a USB drive holds the evidence he and Jade uncovered, transaction records from the hidden offshore account. $32,450, siphoned from Claire and David Harper's crowdfunding scam. The certified letter from their lawyer, demanding a family reconciliation meeting and hinting at a claim on his earnings, sits heavy in his mind. This is it. The moment he's been building toward since their manipulative live stream cracked open his past. Noah's not the scared 14-year-old they left at the Philadelphia Youth Community Center. He's a financial advisor, a community advocate, a survivor. But as he crosses the street, the weight of 11 years presses down, each step a question. Can I face them? Will I ever understand why? Jade insisted on coming, but Noah asked her to wait at a nearby diner, needing to do this alone. Rosa's words from their last meeting echo, find the truth for you, not them. His lawyer, a sharp colleague from Pinnacle FinTech, reviewed the evidence and confirmed its power. The account could expose Claire and David's fraud, potentially landing them in legal trouble. But Noah's not sure what he wants: justice, answers, or simply to walk away. The motel's cracked door looms ahead, room 12, where his parents are waiting. Noah knocks, his knuckles tight. The door opens, and Claire stands there, her blonde hair limp, her face gaunt but painted with a fragile smile. Noah, she breathes, stepping aside. You came. David sits on a sagging bed, his tanned skin sallow under the fluorescent light. The room smells of stale cigarettes and desperation, a far cry from the tropical fantasies of Claire and David adventures. Noah's eyes dart to a corner, where Sophie hovers, her face pale, her hands twisting nervously. Her presence surprises him. She didn't mention she'd be here. Noah's guard goes up, his trust in her still fragile after her role in their scam. Sit, please, Claire says, gesturing to a rickety chair. Her voice is soft, practiced. We've missed you. Noah remains standing, his posture rigid. Don't, he says, his voice low. You don't get to say that after 11 years. I'm here because of your letter, your lawyer. What do you want? David leans forward, his eyes narrowing. We're family, Noah. We made mistakes, sure, but we raised you for 14 years. Now you're doing well, and we're struggling. We just need a little help to get back on our feet. Noah's laugh is sharp, cutting through the room. Help! You left me at a youth center, told me you were broke, but you weren't. Were you? He pulls the USB drive from his pocket, holding it up. 32 grand, hidden offshore. While I was eating canned soup, you scammed people, lied to everyone, and now you think I owe you. Claire's face crumples, tears welling, but Noah sees the calculation in her eyes. We didn't mean to hurt you, she says. We were in debt, running from mistakes. We thought the youth center was best for you. Best for me, Noah's voice rises, years of pain spilling out. You planned it. You kept Sophie, made her part of your brand, but I was expendable. Why? What did I do to make you leave me behind? Sophie steps forward, her voice trembling. It wasn't about you, Noah. They were scared creditors. Lawsuits. They thought you'd slow them down. Noah turns on her, his anger flaring. And you went along with it. Sophie, you posted their lies, smiled for their followers. You could have reached out, but you didn't. I was trapped. Sophie sobs. I was 17. Noah, I thought they'd fix it. I'm sorry. David slams his hand on the bed, his patience snapping. Enough with the sob stories. We're your parents. Noah, we gave you life. You've got money now, your app, your fancy job. Share it, or we'll take it. Our lawyer says we have a case. Noah's blood boils, but he forces himself to stay calm. Rosa's advice anchoring him. Your case is a joke, he says, his voice steady. This drive has everything: your account, your transactions, your scam. One call to the authorities, and you're done. Is that what you want? Claire gasps, her tears stopping abruptly. You wouldn't, she says, her voice shaking. We're your family. Family. Noah's voice cracks. The word, a wound. Family doesn't abandon a kid. Family doesn't lie for 11 years. Jade and Rosa, they're my family. They stayed. David stands, his face red. You ungrateful little, after everything we did. You'd turn us in. Noah meets his gaze, unflinching. You did nothing but leave. I built my life without you, and I'm done letting you haunt it. Sophie's sobs fill the silence, her hands covering her face. Noah glances at her, torn between pity and betrayal. She's a victim of their parents' schemes, but her silence hurt him as much as their actions. Claire reaches for Noah's arm, but he steps back, the USB drive still in his hand. I'm giving you one chance, he says. Drop the legal threat. Leave me alone, or I hand this over. David scoffs, but Claire's eyes widen, fear replacing her facade. Noah, please, she whispers. We're broke. We have nothing. Then you'll have to figure it out. Noah says, his voice firm. Like I did. He turns to leave, but Sophie's voice stops him. Noah, wait. I know I failed you, but I'm trying to change. I'll make them stop the lawyer. I promise. Noah pauses, his hand on the doorknob. He wants to believe her, but trust is a bridge burned long ago. Prove it, he says, not looking back. But don't expect me to wait. Outside, the cold air hits him like a slap, but it's cleansing. Noah walks to the diner, where Jade waits, her purple hair a beacon in the dim light. She slides a milkshake toward him, her grin fierce. You look like you just slayed a dragon. Spill. Noah exhales, recounting the confrontation. Jade's eyes blaze when he mentions the legal threat, but she softens at his decision to hold off on the authorities. You're a better person than me, she says. I'd have called the cops already. I wanted to. Noah admits, sipping the milkshake. But Rosa was right. I needed this for me, not them. I'm done letting their lies define me. Jade raises her glass. Two chosen family. Noah clinks his glass against hers. A weight lifting. Two chosen family. The next week is a blur of action. Noah's lawyer sends a cease and desist letter to Claire and David's attorney, citing the offshore account as leverage. The legal threat vanishes. The lawyer's response, curt and final. Sophie texts once, saying she's convinced their parents to back off and is moving to New York for a fresh start. Noah doesn't reply, but he wishes her well. Silently, the USB drive stays locked in his safe, a reminder of his power and his restraint. Reporting his parents would feel good, but it would tie him to their chaos. Instead, he chooses freedom, letting the evidence sit as a silent shield. Noah throws himself into his work, the debt-free app gaining traction, his community workshops expanding. At a session in West Philly, he watches teens scribble budgets, their faces lit with possibility. Rosa attends, her pride palpable. Afterward, over coffee, she grips his hand. You did it, Noah. You chose your path. Noah smiles, the ache of his past still there, but quieter. I had help, he says. You, Jade, this city. That night, Noah hosts a small gathering at his apartment, a celebration of debt-free success. Jade brings her famous tacos, Rosa her empanadas, and colleagues from Pinnacle FinTech fill the room with laughter. The skyline glitters outside, a canvas of resilience. Noah raises a glass, his voice steady. To building something real, he says, and to the people who make it possible. The room cheers, Jade's whoop the loudest. Noah catches her eye, then Rosa's, and feels a warmth that no scam, no betrayal can touch. Claire and David are ghosts, their lies a fading echo. Sophie is a question mark, her future her own. But Noah's life, his work, his community, his chosen family is solid, unshakable. He's not running from the past anymore. He's building the future, one step at a time. As the party winds down, Noah steps onto his balcony, the city humming below. He pulls out his phone, opening an old photo. Him, Jade, and Rosa at his graduation, their smiles defiant. He types a caption, a quiet vow. This is enough. He posts it, not for followers, but for himself. The stars above Philadelphia wink, and Noah breathes deep, finally free.